In the last few weeks, a strange object moving through our solar system has captured the world's attention.
Guys, this is big. We've just heard breaking news from NASA, and for the first time, they've officially spoken out about 3I Atlas, the mysterious interstellar object that's been baffling astronomers for months. And trust me, what they've confirmed is absolutely wild. Because NASA is now publicly acknowledging that the tail of 3I Atlas is behaving abnormally. And yes, it matches what Harvard professor Dr. Avi Loeb predicted weeks ago. And just when we thought this couldn't get crazier, China has released brand new data from their Tianwen-1 orbiter showing fresh images and motion tracking of the object as it passed near Mars. This could change everything. So let's break this down carefully, step by step, because the details are fascinating. On October 3rd, NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbital, using its powerful HiRISE camera, captured a series of images of 3I Atlas as it made its closest approach to Mars, just 29 million kilometers away. But since then, the images have been locked away. No public release, no media access, just silence. Until now. Today, NASA finally issued a short statement confirming that they have verified the abnormal tail structure first identified by Dr. Avi Loeb and his Galileo project team at Harvard. That's right, the same scientist who once suggested that Oumuamua, our first interstellar visitor, might have been artificial. Now, Loeb's theory about Atlas is gaining serious traction. So, what's going on? Let's recap quickly for anyone new to this story. 3I Atlas is the third confirmed interstellar object detected by humans, after Oumuamua in 2017 and 2I Borisov in 2019. But from the very beginning, this one stood out. Astronomers detected it earlier this year moving on a hyperbolic trajectory, meaning it came from outside our solar system. But, unlike most comets, it didn't behave the way it should. Its brightness didn't match its size, its path slightly shifted, in a way that couldn't be explained by gravity alone. And now, this tail, this so-called abnormal tail, is showing strange behavior again. NASA's report today says that the material streaming off 3I Atlas doesn't appear to be just ice or dust. The spectrum shows traces of nickel and other metallic compounds which are not typical for a comet. Nickel is highly reflective and could explain the brightness, but it also suggests that 3I Atlas might be made of something manufactured, not natural. And that's why NASA internally classified the object's status as unexplained. Yes, they actually used that word. Now, let's talk about what Dr. Avi Loeb said in response to all this, because his quotes are making waves across the scientific world. He said, "In science, we are often intrigued by anomalies that don't fit our existing paradigms. That's what drives discovery. We interpret what we see, and that leads us to collect more data." And then he added, "Despite what some influencers claim, the foundation of science is the humility to learn, not the arrogance of expertise." That's powerful because it basically calls out the people who try to shut down open discussion about unknown phenomena. Loeb continued, "Whatever it is, the interstellar object 3I Atlas is a gift from interstellar space. It is bright, large, and travels close to the ecliptic plane, so it can be observed for a very long time by our orbiters and telescopes." And then he said something I really like. "This is an opportunity to inspire kids to become scientists, to remind the world that curiosity is something to be afraid of." Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. NASA isn't the only space agency watching 3I Atlas. China's Tianwen-1 orbiter also captured high-definition imagery of it, and unlike NASA, they've actually released some of their data. Their HIC camera recorded over 300 frames on the same day, October 3rd, when 3I Atlas passed near Mars. And China just dropped those frames online this week. The images show a bright central core, that's the nucleus, surrounded by a hazy, perfectly symmetrical coma several thousand kilometers wide. But what's strange is the motion. The Chinese team noticed that the object's light curve, its brightness over time, doesn't fluctuate. In plain terms, that means the object isn't tumbling randomly like a rock. It's stable, controlled. And that's not what natural comets do. Meanwhile, NASA's HiRISE camera, which has a 50-centimeter aperture and can capture resolutions 3 times sharper than the Hubble telescope, is said to have much more detailed data. They've confirmed the images exist. They've confirmed they were taken. But they're still under internal review. Why? That's the question no one can answer clearly. Some say it's just bureaucracy because of the government shutdown. Others suspect there's more, that NASA is verifying something too unusual to release prematurely. And the tension is growing. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna has even stepped in, tweeting earlier today, quote, "Just had a productive conversation with NASA about 3I Atlas. As soon as the government reopens, they'll release the images and the data. Bureaucratic delays are the only holdup." End quote. She added that NASA confirmed the abnormal tail and acknowledged Dr. Loeb's observation as, quote, "scientifically accurate," end quote. That's a big statement. So even though the public doesn't yet have the photos, we now know what they contain. Confirmation that the tail behaves in a way no known comet does. So let's think about what this means. If 3I Atlas truly has a metallic composition and its tail isn't caused by solar heating or ice sublimation, what's driving it? Could it be a new kind of interstellar mineral? Or could it be, as some have speculated, an artificial propulsion mechanism? We're not saying it is, but the patterns are weirdly similar to what Loeb described with Oumuamua. Remember, Oumuamua also accelerated slightly without a visible outgassing tail. Loeb suggested it could have been a light sail, a thin structure propelled by sunlight. Now, with 3I Atlas, we're seeing a tail that behaves like controlled exhaust, not random evaporation. If these two objects share properties, it might not be coincidence. And here's something else that's gone mostly under the radar. Independent amateur astronomers have noticed that the tail of 3I Atlas periodically shifts in rhythm about 9.7 hours. That could indicate rotation or something far stranger, a deliberate maneuver. Now, NASA hasn't commented on that part yet, but several observatories in Europe have reported the same thing. Something about this object is, let's just say, organized. Dr. Loeb summarized it best in his latest statement from Harvard's Galileo project. Quote, "We are witnessing a once-in-a-century opportunity to study an object not shaped by our solar system, but by another star. Its abnormal properties remind us how much we still have to learn and how small our assumptions can be in the vastness of space." Now, let's not forget China's latest data drop. Their new dataset shows not only images, but spectral readings. And according to their analysis, 3I Atlas's reflective pattern is 30% higher than expected for a standard comet nucleus. That's highly reflective. Again, nickel, possibly polished. Some astrophysicists have even compared it to industrial-grade alloy reflectivity. Now, that doesn't mean it's an alien ship, but it does mean the composition is extraordinary. So where do we go from here? NASA has confirmed the anomaly, China has published the first images, and the world is waiting for the high-resolution HiRISE photographs, which, according to internal reports, could be released once the shutdown ends. Meanwhile, Galileo's project is preparing a new paper analyzing both NASA and CNSA Veda together, which might finally reveal whether this thing is natural or engineered. But one thing is certain. The discovery of 3I Atlas has reignited the global fascination with what's out there, beyond our solar system. If there are more objects like this passing through, it means interstellar debris, or technology, could be more common than we think. And as our instruments get better, we'll find more of them. It's not just 3 interstellar visitors. It's just that we've only noticed 3. The universe is much busier than we ever imagined. So yeah, guys, that's where we stand right now. NASA finally breaks its silence, the abnormal tale is confirmed, China releases brand new images and data, and Harvard's top astrophysicist says this could be a gift from beyond the stars. I'll keep you updated the moment NASA releases those high-rise photos, because that's when the real mystery begins. If you found this fascinating, please hit like, subscribe, and share this video. It really helps the channel grow. Check out the links in the end screen. There's a brand new breakdown on the planetary defense alert NASA quietly activated last week and how it might connect to 3I Atlas. And if you want the full timeline of how this all started, check the 3I Atlas playlist right here. Guys,